We are moving into that phase of the Bitcoin cycle where it just keeps going up, it just keeps going up, it just keeps going up, and the altcoins keep going up, and the altcoins keep going up, and more projects get launched, and more projects grow, and then the community and the projects need to find ways to get together to work out the direction of particular projects. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
Got crypto? Got a hardware wallet to keep your crypto safe? Then you have to have one of these to keep your seed phrase safe. The Keystone tablet is fireproof, waterproof. You can use it to store 12-word, 18-word, 15-word, 24-word seed phrases. It comes with a full set of letters and everything you need to make sure that your seed phrase never gets destroyed or disappeared. Get one, get two, get three, have multiple copies. Use my affiliate link in the description below.
Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. I am joined by two of the team from Govdao.io, as you can see by their backgrounds. One of them is Skrilla, formerly and still involved with Secret Network, and also Oliver. Now, both of you have been on my channel before. Thank you so much. And before I come to you, if you're watching this on YouTube, please come over to bit.ly/CryptoRichOdyssey or bit.ly/CryptoRich3Speak, decentralized platforms. Please also follow me on Twitter and join my official Telegram announcements channel. Links in the description below. Okay. Hey, Skrilla. Or should I call you Bryn?
Either's fine. Hello, mate. How are you doing? It's good to be back.
Yeah, good to be back. It's been a while. Okay, Oliver, thank you for coming back on. Now, you are, I think, the founder or the co-founder of Govdao.io. Do you want to say a little bit about what Govdao.io is, what it does?
Yeah, hey Rich, and thanks for having us back on the show. Always a pleasure, and I really enjoyed last time, and it's great to give you an opportunity to find out more about what we're doing. Gov.Dao is a platform for building better governance and to educate on being a decentralized autonomous organization.
Right, a decentralized autonomous organization, which is what lots and lots of cryptocurrency projects are launching. So, decentralized, like there's no central point of control. It's all over the internet. There's no central organization either. It's autonomous, independent, but it is still an organization. It has some coherence. And then I suppose the challenge is, well, how do you determine the direction of a decentralized autonomous organization? And then how do you ensure that it fits with any international regulations or national regulations, if such a thing were possible?
100%.
Right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it all stems from the fact that this is the whole point of crypto, to remove the power from the central authorities, to remove that intermediary who has power over your finances. That's why we've got Bitcoin and we've got a decentralized network of miners. That's why we've got DeFi, because it gives the power of the finances back into control of the people. And DAOs are simply a way of forming together to essentially organize a project or interests. And a good way to look at it is the way that the ETH Foundation describes a DAO, which is an organization set up for a common purpose.
Right. But it's a decentralized organization, in the way that I think secret agents is a DAO, but it has that decentralized ethos that people can just start participating and then find their own level and their own expression, and then move up through the organization if need be. But it's community led.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it can be community led. I mean, I think it's about having that flat hierarchy. So not one person has power over another person, although that could potentially be the case depending on how tokenomics is set out in these various DAOs. But it is a perfect way to give everyone a say in an organization, to be a part of it in the same way that, a typical CEO or COO would have. Everyone has their kind of role to play and everyone can participate depending on how those DAOs are actually structured.
Right. Skrilla, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, so we originally set up Secret Agency as a DAO to give every one of the agents all around the world a chance to participate in the governance and in the strategy of the organization as a whole, but also to be able to get access to funding, to run events all over the world, to run educational initiatives, and really to kind of create their own sort of mini Secret Agency DAOs in their own communities as well.
Yes, and for people who don't know, Secret Agents is a project, a DAO that's connected to the Secret Network, which is a fabulous privacy platform, one layer. Okay. All right. Now, you were on a few months ago, just setting up, and that you just set up and everything, and now you want to come back on to give us an update. But before we do that, because your customers, your clients are actually these projects, right? Versus, because you don't have a token or anything.
Yeah, I mean, let me explain how we're actually structured, because Govdao is what I founded in December 2021, and I founded it with the purpose of building a platform for building better governance for DAOs. So that an easy way for DAOs to get together and to solve some of the issues that DAOs are facing. Because as you know, 2021 was like the explosion of DAOs. Everyone wanted to form a DAO to run their projects or to build the communities. But there were a number of different weaknesses which we can go into. So I found the domain name Gov.dao, in my opinion, being a high value generic name, perfectly fits exactly what we're doing, right? And I wanted to build a platform on top of that. But I'm also a lawyer, and I'm a lawyer advising blockchain projects, Web3 projects, could be decentralized exchanges, could be others. And what I wanted to do is in order to drive brand awareness to Gov.dao, and it was to bring my advisory under the Gov.dao banner, but with a separate agency called Gov.dao Advisory. So what we do is on the right hand side, we're advising projects, DAOs, other decentralized projects on legal and regulatory guidance and ways to set up and do their token sales and other such projects. But we're also at the same time a development agency. So we're developing our DAO technology, and we also have a legal AI side as well, which kind of informs our advisory.
Okay, very good, very good. A legal AI, so an artificial intelligence that gives legal advice.
Well, yeah, and the importance of that is because, as you can see underneath Gov.dao, we're trying to facilitate borderless Web3 law, because all projects are global. They are providing their services, their platforms in all different jurisdictions. But funnily enough, they have to comply potentially with those regulations in each of those jurisdictions. So it's really useful for projects to get like kind of overview of the global best practices for structuring themselves to provide their services. But also it could potentially be really expensive if you're having to get a lawyer here and a lawyer there. So we work with our network of key strategic jurisdictions, qualified professionals who work there, to kind of be able to give our clients a faster, cheaper, and more efficient overview of what they need to do on a legal and regulatory side of things.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one of the biggest challenges when we set up Secret Agency DAO over a year ago, was figuring out where do we actually set this thing up? What countries can you actually do this kind of structure in legally? Where can where you can support staff, people, communities all over the world at the same time? It's very challenging, but we have kind of got a formula here at Govdao that works, and I've been through the experience of what works and what doesn't when running these things as well over the last year. So really excited to bring these methodologies that we've learned to new teams, and anyone that wants to set up a DAO can hit us up on the links just next to our heads here.
Fabulous.
Yeah, and Crypto Rich, you mentioned the fact that we don't have a token. Well, we are setting up as the DAO ourselves, but it's a for-profit DAO in the Marshall Islands. So it will be a token, but we are looking at how that's a security token or a utility token. Potentially, we're going to be releasing a utility token later on, but it's because we're able now to set up in the Marshall Islands as a for-profit DAO, because we obviously are generating revenue. We want to be able to kick back that profit to our token holders, which is a worthwhile investment for anybody who's interested. But I am very keen for there to be a separation of the Gov.dao advisory side and also the Gov.dao project, because for me, Gov.dao is so much more bigger and the potential is so much wider. If you even think of how Gov.dao is so similar to a government website address, gov.uk, for example, there is, in my opinion, potential in 5 years, 10 years time for Gov.dao to be a platform that's potentially a decentralized organization for Web3, for the Web3 industry, for example.
Wow. That's incredible. So that everybody, pretty much everybody all over the world will be coming to this platform to get information and advice on how to set up DAOs for their projects.
Well, not just that, but also being a stakeholder in the governance of the Web3 world.
Right. Okay.
And I think a good example for a comparison would be ICANN. ICANN being the organization which oversees the whole of Web2. So potentially Gov.dao could be the equivalent of ICANN, but for the Web3 world. And I think that because of the relevance of the Gov.dao name, it would be interesting to look at it that way. Okay.
And when are you looking to launch this token?
So for us, we're trying to drive greater revenue via our advisory services, and we want to do that by focusing on our core target audience being DAOs, because we've got this DAO technology that we want to start deploying for our clients. We also have now the options of the Marshall Islands for a non-profit and a for-profit DAO. Abu Dhabi's actually just released a new DLT framework, which also allows a DAO legal wrapper to be set up for DAOs. So I can see there is still an interest in DAOs, and there's still interest in wanting to set up DAOs. But I think there needs to be guidance on what are the best use cases for DAOs and the best jurisdictions, and how can we really use these DAOs to be effective? Because those who work in the industry or those who believe in crypto and blockchain believe in decentralization. And the fact of the matter is, if you want to operate in a decentralized way, DAOs are the best way to do it.
I think a lot of it is awareness as well, because a lot of people are in DAOs, but they may be not aware of the risks of being in a DAO that's not set up in a compliant manner. If you don't have a legal wrapper like Marshall Islands or Abu Dhabi, you can have full limited liability on your own personal assets. If the DAO makes a mistake, it will come back to you. So it's very important to do these setups in the correct way, in a compliant way. Otherwise, you can't be at risk.
That's true, and I also think that one of the reasons we are here as well is because having gone through the process ourselves of setting up a DAO, looking at the governance framework, looking at how the tokenomics work, looking at how we can really operate as a DAO. It isn't easy to set up as a DAO. It is actually fairly complex. Because one of the great benefits of the DAOs is that you're not limited to a certain set of rules which have been put in legislation in terms of how you operate your governance. That is the beauty of blockchain in this situation, and you can choose in a bespoke way operate like your governance as you want to. And I think that's the beauty of it, but also adds to the complexity of setting up a DAO. But that's where Govdao comes in, because we're able to help you through that process and to make it a lot more simplified.
Right. Okay, very good. And then what are you doing to raise awareness? How are projects going to find out about you?
Well, we're doing a lot of outreach, but Bryn's on the partnership side and we're doing an awesome job at the moment. I don't know if you want to run through some of the partnerships we've got in place at the moment.
Yeah, a big push for us at the moment is within the EU with all this new regulations coming out, MiCA and these kind of things that are going to affect the DeFi industry. So we are definitely doing a lot of outreach to the DeFi sector at the moment. Any stablecoin issues like Shade Protocol, so anything like that is really kind of where we're focusing most of our outreach at the moment. Just kind of educating people on what's coming up and helping them to make sure they're not falling foul of any regulation. We are, we have a dedicated research team that's focusing on these new regulatory changes as well. So we're also trying to outreach to, your Cointelegraphs and CoinDesk and those kind of publications, just if they need a kind of expert researched opinion when they publish articles, so everyone's got the right information. And we're also running a lot of events here in our hometown, Barcelona. At the Say Something Gallery, we just did 4 events alongside the European Blockchain Convention. We're looking at doing a hackathon over December as well. So we'll be workshopping and compliant smart contract setups, compliant organization setups as part of a hackathon. And then going into next year, we'll be hitting up lots of conferences and maybe even running our own hackathon as well at some point. So.
Right. Okay, very good. And of course, yes, your connection through Secret Network and Secret Agents and what you were doing, and absolutely. And the word will get out. Because I've noticed a shift in the mood of the crypto space the last few weeks or so.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, very.
I think it's especially relevant for privacy protocols as well, because the regulators really are trying to make everybody KYC and all this kind of stuff. So privacy protocols are going to be under the microscope, we think, over the next couple of years. So.
Yep. And then there are those privacy projects which will remain unnamed, where the team are fully anonymous. And there you go. Okay, well, that'll get past the regulations in some way. Okay.
Yeah, right. I think with anon projects, sometimes it is essential for DeFi purposes, but unfortunately, it is an industry where anon may lead to being scammed. So I think people, you got to try. It's a risk, as always, to invest in something you don't really know who's actually running it.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a risk. So this project, any other project, all of them, even Bitcoin, depending upon where you go in and what the regulators might do with Bitcoin, nothing is guaranteed. Okay. Anything else you want to let us know?
Yeah, I think if anyone's interested in setting up a DAO, please come and talk to us, because we're here to take you through right from the very beginning to hopefully your launch, if that's where you want to go.
Sure. And how long does it take to set up a DAO?
So technically speaking, if you want to set up just a legal wrapper, it doesn't take very long. But I would say designing of the governance tokenomics and the governance framework and building your community is probably going to take you minimum, I don't know, a month, depending on how quickly you can actually, and time spent on it. Because I think it is that's the most complex part of it. You don't want to launch a token which isn't effective when it comes to to your governance.
Right. Okay. Now, go on, Bryn.
I was going to say, when we built Secret Agency, we spent a lot of time doing our governance structure because it's very important. Like, you don't want so for everyday tasks like running this month's payroll or doing this event, you want a kind of simple voting system. But let's say if someone leaves or you need to change the direction of the entire organization, you might have a completely different governance system for that, with more people involved for quorum and more of a threshold of yeses to be able to make things pass. So the governance, working out the governance was the most complex bit for us. And then once we had that sorted, the actual setup was, I think, a week, and it arrived on New Year's Day as well, which was brilliant. Our certificate of incorporation. So.
Very good. And I take it that you're blockchain agnostic. You don't care whether it's Near Protocol or Atom or Ethereum.
No.
It's mine to us.
We're here for the entire industry.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Anything else you want to let us know before we finish up?
I think from my side, I think I'm really interested to work with more regenerative finance partners, if possible. I've got super into this over the last couple of weeks. They basically, it's like DeFi, but they use all the profits that they make to put into environmental causes often, or charity causes. I feel like that is a really positive force for the industry and also for the world as well. So if anyone's out there that's working in regenerative finance and wants to talk about setting up DAOs, talk about doing events together and all this kind of stuff, then happy to chat to you. You can use the link for Calendar that's just up.
Yeah. Yes. That's how people can reach out to you, and also your Twitter, and I'll have the links in the description below. So Oliver and Bryn, thank you so much. I look forward to having you on again. And anybody who's watching, if you have any comments or questions, put them in the description below. And if you're connected to a particular crypto project and you think that they could benefit from what Govdao offer, then do please connect that crypto project to Govdao. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
100%.
And
Thank you so much.
Between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with governance profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Bryn and Crypto Oliver signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
See you next time.